I get it, you're standing in the kitchen, eyeing that sleek stainless steel slab in the showroom, and you're wondering if splurging on a professional-grade range is worth the gamble. Maybe you've got a friend who just moved into a house, and they're asking whether a gas range that looks like it belongs in a restaurant will actually make a difference in their everyday meals. You don't want to waste money on something that sounds great on paper, but ends up being more hassle than help. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. So let's walk through the THOR Kitchen Professional 30-inch gas range and see if it actually lives up to the hype, or if it's just another shiny appliance that will collect dust. First off, gas ranges are a bit of a love-hate relationship for many home cooks. They give you instant heat control, which is fantastic for searing a steak or tossing a wok, but they also come with a learning curve, especially when you start juggling multiple burners and an oven that's supposed to do more than just bake a casserole. The biggest fear people have is buying a unit that either underdelivers on power, takes forever to heat the oven, or ends up being a nightmare to clean. With the THOR, you're looking at a 30-inch stainless steel body that's built to handle a busy kitchen. But the real question is whether those features translate into tangible benefits for your routine. Let's start with the cooktop, because that's where most of the daily interaction happens. THOR equips the range with 4 sealed burners, ranging from a modest 500 BTU for simmering sauces up to a hefty 18,000 BTU for that quick, high-heat sear you need on a Sunday night steak. The sealed design means the burners are tucked under a smooth surface, which cuts down on spills and makes wiping down the top a lot less tedious. I've seen people struggle with gas burners that have exposed ports. Food gets stuck, you end up scrubbing for minutes, and the whole experience feels less professional. With this range, a quick swipe with a damp cloth after cooking a stir-fry or a pancake breakfast usually does the trick. That's a practical win for anyone who hates the chore of deep cleaning the cooktop. Now, the oven. At 4.8 cubic feet, you've got enough room to pop a turkey on a holiday, bake 2 sheet pans of cookies at once, or even fit a large Dutch oven for a slow-braised short rib. The real magic, though, is the high-speed convection fan. It circulates hot air evenly, which means you can trust that a casserole in the middle of the oven won't be undercooked while the edges get overdone. In real life, that translates to less guesswork. You can set a timer and walk away knowing the heat is being distributed uniformly. For home bakers who have tried the rotate halfway through trick on a conventional oven, this is a noticeable upgrade. The LED display screen on the control panel is another point that often divides opinions. Some people love the digital readout because it makes setting precise temperatures feel like you're using a lab instrument. Others find it a bit too clinical, especially if they're used to the analog knobs that turn with a satisfying click. In practice, the LED panel on the THOR is fairly intuitive. You press a button, the temperature lights up, and you can adjust it in increments of 5 degrees. It's a small learning curve, but once you get the hang of it, you'll appreciate the clarity, especially when juggling oven and burner settings at the same time. What about the one-piece porcelain spill tray? This is a detail that gets overlooked until you actually have a spill. Because the burners are sealed, any sauce that splatters onto the surface just slides into the tray below, which you can lift out and rinse. It's far less messy than dealing with a grill grates that trap food particles and require disassembly. If you regularly cook high-fat dishes, think bacon, sausage, or sautéed veggies, the tray is a lifesaver. You won't have to worry about a stubborn burnt ring forming under the burners. So, who should actually consider this range? If you're a serious home cook who enjoys multitasking, like having a pot of soup simmering on a low burner while the oven bakes a roast, and maybe a pan of vegetables sizzling on the high-heat side, this unit gives you the flexibility to do it all without feeling cramped. The 30-inch width fits standard cabinets, and the 4 burners cover most cooking scenarios. The convection fan is a big draw for bakers who want consistent results without manual rotation. And if you're willing to invest in a professional installation, which most gas ranges require, you'll appreciate the sealed burners and spill tray's low-maintenance nature. On the flip side, there are a few reasons you might skip it. First, the price point is definitely in the premium range. THOR is positioned as a professional-grade brand, so you're paying for the materials and the performance. If you're on a tight budget or only cook